Today's journey leads us to a quiet house on a bustling Belgian street. This dormant residence was once the cherished home of Mr. Harold, his wife, and their 2 children. Mr. Harold was a high-level judicial officer, but in later years, he embraced the new vocation as a sommelier, infusing the walls with his love for wine. The children blossomed alongside the passing years, until the sorrowful departure of his wife, followed by Mr. Harold's silent exit at the end of 2016, leaving this dwelling in solitude. Even though life had stopped now amidst its silent corridors, the steadfast mailman kept on delivering the post to the doorstep, leading the post to accumulate over time. Today, we step into this Belgian time capsule home, a repository of family lore and the lingering essence of Mr. Harold's vinicultural passion. A testament to lives once brimming with stories, now cocooned in the annals of time.
Welcome to Explomo, where the thrill of exploration now meets exclusive perks. Today, Explomo is introducing something special, channel memberships. By joining as a channel member, you dive into a world of extraordinary benefits designed to enhance your Explomo experience like never before.
Hey Explomers, we're thrilled to invite you to become an official member of the Explomo family. By joining our channel as a channel member, you unlock a new world of exclusive perks that will make your exploration journey even more exciting.
We're beyond excited to introduce these channel memberships, offering 3 incredible tiers to choose from. The EX Family Member Basic for €4.99 per month, early access to the videos for €9.99 per month, and then the Ultimate Tier, member exclusive videos for €14.99 per month.
As a channel member, you get special privileges like loyalty badges next to your name in the video comments and live chats, custom emojis to express your excitement, and priority replies to your comments.
But that's not all, Moreno.
Oh.
We believe in giving credit where it's due. Channel members receive a shout out at the end of every video. Your name will be immortalized in Explomo history. As a 2nd tier member, you'll get early access to our videos 1 week prior to the main audience.
And here's the cherry on the top. Unlock access to exclusive members-only videos in the Ultimate Tier. Explore secret abandoned places with us that we simply can't release to the wider audience for protection purposes.
And finally, you'll be able to join the Explomers, our members-only Discord server. Get live updates while we explore, chat with us directly, and ask us anything. This is a community where we connect on a whole new level.
Explomers, we're not just asking for support, we're offering an adventure. Your contributions help us enhance your experience and plan future intercontinental trips. Our ad revenue alone isn't enough, so your support is vital.
Click the join button and become a member of the Explomo family. Together, let's make exploring the world an even grander adventure.
Thank you for being the heart of Explomo. Welcome back everybody on a brand new video. Today I'm exploring an abandoned home in Belgium again. I'm currently standing in the hallway where those people once a day would walk in each and every day. And as you can see right next to me is just full of letters, envelopes. They've just been putting them in there and has just been collecting, and there are more and more right now. And this place has been abandoned for quite some time already. I don't know for how long exactly yet. It used to be owned by a man named Mr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I think he worked in a winery. For the rest I haven't found out much more yet about the man, but I think we're gonna find out more along the way together. So yeah, let's put on my gloves, let's put on my mask, and let's start another exploration in Belgium again. Let's do it. So as you can see, this house is located right next to a busy street, and insects and everything is just trapped inside the cobwebs. These doors haven't been opened for quite some years already. There we have a little table. Let's see. Oh, this actually used to be some whiskey inside of here. Some glasses right next to it. You can just see the different layers of the wallpaper over here that are just crumbling because of time. And I think right over here next to the door they actually had some things where they could hang up keys. And yeah, I think mostly actually keys, like their car keys, keys at the front door and everything. But yeah, those doors haven't been opened in ages. Anyways, let's continue in their main hallway. You've not seen this side of the hallway yet. I'm actually in love with this cabinet right in front of me. Look at it. It's very tall, and there is even a clock built inside the cabinet. I honestly think it's the first time ever I've seen that with a cabinet. Beautiful. And also all the ornate wooden carvings in its design. Let's see if there's anything in there. Seems empty over here. Well, we have some liquor again over here. I'm not familiar with this liquor, but seems it is a French liquor. Also over here, we have some white wine it seems. And look at this. Looks like it's coming from a very ancient pharmacy or something. With the old cork. Reminds me of a place that we've done in Spain. It was a pharmacy and it was filled with all those old bottles. Now if you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. There will be a little link up here. That place was absolutely fantastic. For now, let's continue to explore this home in Belgium and also look at the inside of those drawers. It's pretty interesting with this print. All the fine carvings over here again. Some batteries and little light bulbs inside. Then also we have all the tiles on the ground and the carpet over here. And as you can hear, there is a car parked right in front of the home. And that car is actually about to drive away right now. I just heard it starting. Pretty crazy to imagine. There it drives away. Anyways, as you can see, the plants are completely dried and barren. Completely dead, just falling apart. Haven't been watered for ages. Doesn't seem there's anything inside of these cabinets. It's pretty hard to open this one, but I want to try it. Come on. There we go. Well, all of that only for some candle lights. Oh, look at that. It's actually a very old drawing. A sketch of this girl. What she's wearing in her hair. It's beautiful. It's matching her blue shirt. And there is also a name from the person that made it. You often see those spots in Belgium. It's beautiful porcelain work. They always remind me of those spots that would be filled with candy when you went to your grandmother's place. Then on this side, we have another cabinet. I forgot to mention that this is actually a marble plate over here, and this is also topped with marble. Looks a little bit oriental to me. And as you can tell, on one side, woodworm has started manifesting this furniture, and it's because of that it's actually standing a little bit skewed, as you can tell, because I'm holding the camera straight right now. Actually, look above me. We also have a beautiful lamp with electric candle lights. We got some more porcelain work over here. And right next to it, there is this clock. Sometimes in France you also see that there are standing some figurines on top of it or some decoration. Then over here, looks like they tried to show an important event in history. 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝘆𝗶. We can see some chic woman and some gentlemen, all very fancifully dressed, meeting over here in frame. Then let's go inside of this little area over here. It seemed that this was their kitchen. Yeah, definitely, and it's a very messy kitchen right now. My lord. Luckily it's not that smelly over here actually. There is also a door going to the outside. Door is just standing open. Anybody can enter here if they want. Well, it seems that nobody has checked out the shed, which makes it extra tempting for me to actually check it out. Alright, well, not that spectacular. Mostly stuff for gardening. Actually all stuff for gardening. This was a little garden shed. Over there they had a table saw. Let's head back to the kitchen. Let's see if we can find anything that tells us more about Mr. Harold that lived there. We have some beers over here. It's actually a typical Belgian beer. Triple Carmelite is a pretty strong beer. You have triple and then you have quadruple. That's like the strongest beer almost that you can get. This is a very authentic beer. And this expired in 2022. Okay, that's strange, because that's the year where we are living in right now. Bottle of water.
Does that have an expiry date? Normally water has a pretty long expiration date, but I can't see a date on it right now. Where all of those plastic bags stay cluttered, everything together. Even a shoe over here. Egg boxes. You can see the blue paint that's peeling over there. Then the other layer was actually this very decorative wallpaper. It really makes you think, oh yeah, this was a kitchen. Oh wow, glaze and everything are still in there. This one has some quite playful details, reminds me of the Swiss Alps. We also got some Belgian beer glasses over here, and some glasses for the children with Homer Simpson. That was probably when the grandchildren from Mr. Harold came over. Dang. All the food products are still hanging here. I'm actually doubting if this place has been abandoned for a very long time. Maybe it's only been a couple of years. It definitely seems that Mr. Harold died of old age. Got all the pans over here on the ground. It's funny how there is a drawer inside of a cabinet like this. Yeah, well, it's mostly kitchen stuff. Let's check out the newspaper over here, if we can find a date. Oh, okay, there we go. It's actually saying August 2013. And there's also still filled in parts of a puzzle over here. So 2013 would be almost 10 years of abandonment. I think 8 to 10 years is actually a good estimation of how long this place has been sitting vacant now. Where we have all the spices, oil, sauces that they used. And probably, since we're in Belgium, if I would turn on the switches of the electricity right now, the electricity would just still work inside this home. Where they had a little pen so that they could make some notes on the note board. Ugh. There's still stuff inside of here. It's pretty smelly, but luckily I'm wearing a mask. Oh, no way. That's food. That's food products. I'm closing that because the smell, honestly, is horrible. I'm lucky that the door over there is open. I'm gonna close it again. So at least most of the water would stay out of this home. And we can actually help and save to preserve it a little bit more. Then we're back in the hallway, and actually I spotted another little passage going to this side. Dang. Look at the ceiling over here. Legs are just loosened. And this actually made me say that he probably worked in a winery. Because you can tell this is what they would wear. And this is actually the logo of the winery. Also the wine grapes over here, but I cannot show the other things. I have to blur it out. Because it actually discloses too much information about where this place really is. Now if we look over here on the hangers, in the coat rack, we only see men's clothes. So I think that Mr. Harold actually lived a lonely life as a widow when he lost his dearest woman, or he just wasn't married anymore and lived there by himself. But that would be a pretty big home for just one person. A little sink, and then this was a toilet, as you could see. Let's close it again. Okay, so we've checked out the kitchen, we've checked out the little passage over there, but there's actually another room over here, and this was their dining room, I think. Wow, look at this. I actually really like the wooden furniture in this place. All the cabinets, the chairs, the table in the middle. Oh, look. Those are all signs of wine. So you can tell that he used to work in a winery. I think this was actually from the wines that he made every year. 2008, 2009, 2010, all the way up to when including 2011. So maybe that's when he stopped with the wine. And then he lived a few more years, or maybe that's the year that he actually left his home. We found a newspaper from 2013. So I think that's the latest day we found so far. Also over here, all those signs that he was involved in wine production, viticulture. Look at that. This looks like a very old picture. Oh, look. Over here we can see the process of viticulture. Well, it seems that Mr. Harold was actually not alone and also had a woman. And that they had children. Not one, but actually two. Then over here we can see a card of his golf club. So he was in the golf federation. And those are just some collectible cards from stores where they often went to. Another old picture over here. Maybe this was all at their wedding day, because this looks like a church. But then outside, it's pretty interesting. Another picture at the top of here. Let's check out the inside to see if we can find anything more. Where we have some more labels of the wine production. 1995, 1996. Some pens inside, a key hanger. Oh, this used to be a little stick which you put on top of a table and it would burn for some incense. Where is a little gift? Well, wish card that's saying merci. That means thank you in French. Because we're actually in the French part of Belgium today. It's saying, Dear Harold, thank you very much for all your efforts. It's a wish card. He probably did a good job and he got awarded by that by a friend or relative. Alright, looks like something else that they collected. Let's see if there's anything down here. Well, not that much. Actually, inside this bag there are many more envelopes and letters that he received throughout the years, but they're all dedicated to one man, Mr. Harold. And his woman's name is nowhere to be found. So let's explore the rest. And look on top of here, I really love the chandelier. It has some very beautiful ornate wooden carvings again. And actually down beneath it, I believe those are grapes. So that might symbolize that he loved grapes. He was completely fascinated by viticulture. Like I said. Actually over here we have the fleur-de-lis. That's actually a symbol of France. As a net of the fireplace. There's still a little tool right next to the fireplace over here. And again we have plenty bottles of wine. Look at this. That might be taken at the wedding day of some ancestors of Mr. Harold. It seems that he mostly actually liked red wines, because those are all red wines, and Médoc, Pont de la Gravière. And right in front of the window, we have a radio over here. Actually, there are plenty of pictures. All laying. It's actually inside this home, I believe. Because those chairs are the same chairs that we're about to find. Oh my lord. What a contrast with what it looks now. What a contrast. Crazy. There are a lot of pictures over here, all taken inside the same home. Where even that they were giving their child a bed. Sad to see all those memories just going to waste. They're timeless. Well, here we have some canned fruit inside of this jar. Then there's this little corner, and I think this was like a little reading corner, because you can also see a lot of books over here, pretty old books actually. This volume over here is from 1919. It's pretty heavy too. Wow. Pretty beautiful. It's called 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆. I'll show you the first page over here. From 1919. Then also on top we have a very vintage office lamp. And right next to it, also a very old ashtray. But still working. So it's old, but it's gold. There's another wish cards. 2015 it says. This is from friends of them. They're wishing them a Merry Christmas in 2016. A happy 2016. Alright, so I was right. It's about 7 years. Most likely. We have an area over here, but this is again completely cluttered. I think this used to be used as an office room one day. There is not much left of that anymore. It's always crazy to see how those places just stand there as a monument of somebody's past life. where it says Holy Mary is guarding our property, our house. So they were probably Catholic or Christian. Seems they also like watching movies. Here's a movie of Leonardo DiCaprio. This chair is pretty beautiful. It's the only chair that I see in this style. Over is again all completely cluttered. And then we're back in the main hallway. And as I told before, it's just crazy. Over here the pus would be put inside and it's all just been collecting over here on such a big dump. It's crazy. And from there we can actually go in another direction. Firstly, check out this chair over here. Is also pretty unique. The little thing on top. Oh, look at the lamp over there. And from here we can go two ways. We can go upstairs or we can go in this direction. And I think this was their main living room. So let's firstly show you that. And look at this. Wow. You can see all the bars and the bricks and the stone of the walls just fallen down because of decay and time that has passed inside. And as so for the wallpaper, yep, there's some severe damage of the ceiling. Oh, those look like very ancient books, 1532. Of course, it's not really that old, but they tried to make it the same as if it is that old. There are a lot of those. Those are some more books, the illustration that we found in the other room. And there is written something here. There is a name written and it says 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝘆𝗶. I don't know what it exactly means. But maybe there were workers there one day and they tried to, make a joke or something. That's the most logical theory where I can think about at least. Oh, here's another one of those chairs. They definitely tried to barricade the door. Then we have the two chairs over there. All the books inside the shelves. And this beautiful Holy Cross. There are also some keys on top of there. Those keys are probably ones hanging up right next to the door that we had just seen. Look, there's even still a hat on top of the chair over there. Looks like it is from a local store. So many different books. Back in the day, people read a lot. Oh, look. This little box used to be for decks of cards. It's pretty cute. The World's Book of Wine, Spirits and Liquors. With all the different wines and liquors and the areas. Of France. So mostly French wines actually that you see. Oh, we still have games over here inside. Look at that. And still some more decoration. Imagine them just playing games of chess, for example, together with their grandchildren or their own children when they were still living inside this home. But I'm wondering if they had grandchildren or children themselves, why nobody comes back to retrieve the belongings of grandmom and granddad. It's always so strange. Always remains a mystery. There are even some books over here of Winston Churchill. Actually, let's try the chair over here. Oh, it's pretty comfortable, to be honest. And right next to me, there's some more cards. They actually, on this side they look like tarot cards, but they're actually just like a normal deck of cards. And over there we have another print of a historical event. Then look at this little stand over here as well, where this lamp is standing on. Where they could probably put some magazines and CDs. This is actually saying 𝗬𝗲, so that's the place where they made the wine. So this was probably something where they stored something of the business, the wine store. But now it's empty. Oh wow, look at this. It's a photo book, photo album. Some very old pictures of Mr. Harold, probably. A picture of this girl. Probably at her Holy Communion. Let's put it back where I found it. Alright, and then it's time to actually go upstairs. It's a pretty warm day today, so actually wearing the respirator is pretty warm. Look at this. So many different types of wallpaper over here. It's crazy. It's also pretty low over here. Let's firstly head into this direction. Alright. I think this was a part where they used to do some laundry, iron their clothes. It looks rather modern with such a modern washer over there. Look at this. Again, we have some prints regarding viticulture. A lot of different postal cards. San Francisco. So maybe they also like traveling, and those are all places where they travel to. That's cute. Yeah, those are all postal cards that they wrote out and also received from France, probably. Oh, there was even an attic. Let's quickly check that out. Oh wow. Got some more old pictures over here. Actually a lot of them. This woman seems to be a nun to me. It's a pretty large attic, but it's also a pretty large home. No gold, unfortunately. Well, it seems to be mostly stuff stored in boxes for this part. Let's see what we can find over here. There used to be a Lego train inside of this box. Oh, look. It looks like silverware, silver cutlery over here. Wow. Look at that. Diploma for a medallion. And this is actually for 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝘆𝗶, the same surname as Mr. Harold, so this was probably from his dad, so the grandfather of the family. If you look at those crates, they actually used to be for the wine. Where it also says there were bottles of water inside, alcohol, wine, and port wine. That's cool. Also some toys, so it definitely indicates that there were also children in this family. Or little grandchildren. And what's this picture over here? Wow, those are a lot of people. Could be a family reunion, but it would be a lot of people. Probably it was at some kind of wedding or party because everybody is dressed very chic. And then those boxes that you see over here were also used for the wine. Even still says on the labels and everything. Alright, well, it's getting pretty warm over here in the attic, so let's head back down and see if there are any bedrooms to find. Alright, there we are back downstairs. Oh, I actually didn't even see this yet, but look at this. all those shoes are still standing in there. Some beautiful leather man shoes. And those they kept in there for the good shape. Now let's see what's behind this door. Oh, alright, so this is a bedroom. The bed is rather modern. Again, we have some things of 2015 over here on the bed. Oh, but this looks older. Look at that. Beautiful old radio of Philco that actually used to be a sub-brand of Philips. And again, everything about wine over here. Final best world wines, editor's choice. Yeah, well, everything is just falling out of side of the wardrobe. All the jeans are still hanging up, it seems. So many clothes. Sadly just catching dust inside. They could be reused to people in need, like I always say, but it's true. Oh, look at this. Looked like this was another collection and fascination of Mr. Harold, collecting all different matchboxes. Alright. This could have been his head. I wonder what's inside of here. If I can open it. Let's see. Alright, so there used to be a little box for, I think, medallions or some kind of fishes that they used to put in of here. Let's see where this goes to. Oh dang, some severe damage again. I think this is some Christmas decoration, maybe. Definitely the colors of Christmas. Imagine this. Oh my gosh, this is just fallen down from the ceiling. Some glasses, some medication over there. Well, over here we have a bathroom. Everything is still standing there. All their bathing products. Well, this room seems to be mostly used for storage. You can tell that above me it's definitely also not too stable anymore. Ah, those are more of those boxes that they use for the wine. That's cool. Those are parts of a bed that have definitely been dismantled. And look at this. Got an old picture of probably what once used to be the wife of Mr. Harold. A beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Right above the door over here there is also a crucifix. Okay. Let's see if there are any other bedrooms or beautiful rooms to find on this floor. Because we have gone to this side but not yet to the other side of the stairway. I always question myself, why would you put the light switch right next to this? It's so impractical. Alright. Well, they definitely liked flowers, that's one thing for sure. It's almost hypnotic. And look at this room. That's so cute over there. We got like little drums that used to be from a child. Look at that. Also old comic books. Asterix and Obelix. Oh my, this is even outside. A woman playing with 2 children. Probably the grandchildren of the family. And look at that. Got a marriage picture too. An old baby chair. We've got another album, looks like it was from some travels that they made. They definitely liked mountainous areas and hiking. It seems that this is somewhere in Switzerland or Austria. And France. I never believe it, like people lived there and now it's just all left forgotten. Nobody that comes back to recuperate all those belongings and retrieve it and save it where it belongs. It's nostalgic. It's important to preserve it. It was once somebody's life. But anyways, we almost explored everything as a whole. This is the last room. It's been decaying pretty badly over here. Dang. Look at that. That's actually on top of the attic where I was just walking on. Where's another cabinet, wardrobe, but no clothes inside anymore. Lately, let's check out if there's any other dates on this newspaper. This is from 2009, so those are all old newspapers. I always question myself, why would you collect so many old newspapers? There's even 2007, because the home obviously became abandoned around 2015. Well, that's definitely not the only thing that this man collected, because he also had a fascination for wine. He worked in a winery and they made many beautiful trips, and now it's just the aftermath of somebody's life. So I'm gonna put my mask off for it. We explored everything as a whole. If you enjoyed watching to this video, you know the drill. As always, do not forget to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel right down below for free, and also leave a nice comment down below what you thought about this particular exploration in Belgium again. Also, if you want to support us, there will be a little link to a Patreon page and a PayPal link right down below in the description. And then as always, I want to thank you for watching to another video of me exploring an abandoned dwelling somewhere in Europe. And then we'll see you on our next adventure. Peace out.